And we start live at 5 with breaking news on a local corruption trial nearly 10 years in the making. Hello, I'm John White.
And I'm Karen Devine. We continue to follow the corruption trial against developer John Westman. He's accused of bribing former Palm Springs Mayor Steve Pugnier to secure support for his downtown Palm Springs development projects.
News Channel 3's Garrett Hoddle is live at the courthouse in Banning with the very latest developments, with the prosecution presenting that closing statement today. Garrett.
John, that's right. So the prosecution wrapped up about an hour and a half ago. All of the action wrapped up at 4:30. So we did hear the closing arguments from the prosecution. The defense began theirs and went for about an hour before things wrapped up, and we are expecting court to resume tomorrow. John Westman faces 9 counts of bribery, 1 count of conspiracy if he's found guilty on all of those charges. And that was the argument that the prosecution was laying out. They were trying to convince the jury to find him guilty on all of those, and their argument really centered around establishing credibility on Richard Meany. He testified against John Westman earlier this week and did plead guilty to 1 charge back in 2023. The defense making the counter argument, hey, everything you heard from Mr. Meany is done to support the prosecution's claims. I want you to take a listen to the defense earlier today.
Richard Meany turns out to be a dishonest and manipulative person. He lied repeatedly right in front of the 12 of you.
And obviously the prosecution had a very different take and even mentioned and described a lot of the arguments made by the defense as a crock of baloney. The defense obviously arguing otherwise. John Westman sat in court today. He had headphones on so he could be able to hear the questions. The 84-year-old developer, as we mentioned, faces 9 counts of bribery, 1 count of conspiracy. His family filled about half of the courtroom, and they seemed very upbeat. They didn't want to go on camera. I was able to talk to some of the family members, and I asked them, hey, you guys seem fairly happy for being a family member of somebody that's in this trial, and I was told we're a family with strong faith. Make of that what you will. The defense will pick up their closing arguments. That's going to happen tomorrow right here at the Banning Justice Center. That's at 8 a.m. We're going to be here bringing you live updates throughout the trial. Now, after they finish, the prosecution will get another chance to speak to the jury, and then they will go behind closed doors and determine whether or not John Westman is guilty of the crimes the prosecution alleges. We're going to bring you an answer to that as we continue our coverage tomorrow morning. For now, outside the Banning Justice Center in Banning, I'm Garrett Hoddle. Back to you guys.